everybody! Well, it's December. Did we ever think we'd be here in December? My word. I'm so excited because obviously this month's quite a busy one for us because, you know, not only Christmas, it's my birthday, it's my son's birthday. It's 12 months since we had Benji and it's 2 years since I've been on Creating Craft. So quite a lot going on this month. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's only just started. So, okay. As you can see there on the board today, I've got 2 tiles. I've already put the date on. Look at that. I'm already prepared. Look at that. I've put a little bit of tape on there just to hold it in place. And by all means, you can do this on as just 1 tile if you want to. You can do it on 2 tiles exactly the same colour. Or straight into your journal if you want. But I'm sort of thinking a little bit today. I'm thinking Christmas today. And I thought, well, do you know what? Sometimes, you know, just 1 tile on a card's not quite big enough. So I thought we'd have 2 and then we can stretch it. Or you can make it suit for whatever you want to do. So, are we ready for this? Oh, hello everybody. It's just like having the team back. Here we go. What am I starting with? I have got a stencil with me today. I am going to use a circular stencil. So if you haven't got one, you just want something round, or you can sketch it, or you can do ovals. It's entirely up to you. So don't worry about that. I've got my regular pen pencil tortillon, and I've got a gold. No, I haven't got gold. I've got a silver, and I've got a couple of other pens. I've got a red jelly roll, and I've got a green sort of glaze. They're all Sakuras. So here we go. There you go. Just to see where it's going to go with. That's fine. Oh, do you get... Oh, yeah, fantastic. I'm glad you've got them. So, we're going to make a start. Lots to do today. Oh, hang on. Don't want a brush pen. Do you know, I've just sort of emptied my pencil case out and whatever's come out is sort of works, but then you end up with 2 brush pens and not a regular one. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with my regular. Straight in with a pen today. I'm so excited about this. We're just going to go for it. Are you ready? Okay, now decide obviously which one you're going to have at the top, which one at the bottom. I'm going to work this way. I tend to work with the darker colour at the bottom. It's just sort of, it feels like it's slightly more balanced to me. So that's the way it works. So here we go then. Are you ready? Okay. So I'm going to start at this end. We're going to create a bit of a border. So here we go. I'm going to come in with, let's have a look, a little bit of a wave, curl it round, and then let's bring it up and around over here. And then this time I'm going to bring it all the way down. So I'm going to put a little kink in there, and I'm going to go a little bit further down there. All right, so definitely different levels from one side to the other. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm just going to focus on this one a little bit, just because we can. And I don't know if you were, or you were watching Friday, or you have seen the tile we did on Friday. So of course here, what we can do is we can bring in, if you remember, this little shape. Let's extend this a little bit. Let's add a couple of little flights there. Let's give her a little bit of a head. There we go. And let's see, let's just give her a couple of little frills. Oh, there you go. Look our little fairy on the top there. Let's give her a little, she looks like she's hanging, bless her. Now let's put her a bit of a halo on. There we go. Okay, so there she is. Yeah, there you are. Look, she's just a little one, just sort of hanging there, bless her. All right, I love her, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to come in. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, let's come in. I'm going to do quite a large bauble. Okay, so it doesn't matter where. I'm going to actually mix it so I've got part on and part off. So I've got a couple of different colours again. All right, so straight round with my circle shape. All right, so that's what I'm going to focus on just for a little while. Okay. So here we go. Oh, a deep breath. All right, calm down, everybody. Come on, just because it's Christmas. Here we go. So I'm gonna put another bubble in. I know, Julie. I'm not going to do it in the centre. I'm going to come slightly off centre, and I'm going to put one in here. Now, as you know, if it's not perfectly round, please don't worry about it. We just want something that looks bubble-like. Okay? Alright, so then I'm going to sort of imagine centre point there. And I'm going to put in a little sort of roundish shape at the bottom, coming back up so it's a little bit thinner there, see? Okay, so while I'm here, I'm going to just add, yeah, I'm going to go around the outside. I'm going to aura around the outside. There we go. You see, once I get to the bottom now, I'm just going to turn it because I do want that nice little curve there. Okay, let's bring it back round and then back up. Okay. There we are. All right. So that's so far. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to work with it upside down for a minute. I just find it easier to do this way. So here we go. I'm going to work on this side. I'm going to create another one of those shapes, but it looks like it's going behind that first one. Okay. And then again, I'm just going to do the aura on the inside now. It depends what you want to do. If you think it's a bit small, do it outside. If you think it's okay, inside. So then I'm going to do the same on this side. You see how it's quite narrow there, but it's quite a little bit bigger here. And again, you see, let's put that aura there so it sort of balances out. Okay. Look at the difference going from the red to the green. Imagine it black and white, or the two greys, or all sorts of ways that you can do it. So let's put another one in. You see, it's got a little bit smaller there. It's stepping down from that first one. Okay. And again, let's put that aura in there. Okay. I'm coming to this side, and I'm going to do the same again. There we are. And again, let's do that little all around there. Okay, don't think it's going to match exactly both sides. We're just sort of, building it up as we get round, so I don't think they've got to be the same. Okay, that one there. And then here to this one. And then again, let's put that little line in. Let's have a look where we're at so far. So again, it's very sort of wings that angel-y like, isn't it? So okay, let's do another. See, it's getting smaller now. All right, and put that line in there. And the same this side. Okay, and another one there. Okay, so at that point I'm not going to add any more, and I'm going to leave that little gap there. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit larger though. Because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fill this. It's a pattern we've used before, but I think it looks really classy. I really like it, and you can get a little bit of drama in there. So you see it's a little bit of almost like an upside down question mark, I suppose. And then let's come back on ourselves. Create that shape. Okay. And then let's put another one this side, but this time I'm going to go this way round. Okay. And then again another one. So each one's sort of working on top of the other really. And they just move around. I mean, this one here, look, I can follow this around here. Turn it and follow it down. And then here, let's have one coming up and around there. Let's put another one in there. See, that's like a little heart, isn't it? So again, they can change sizes and you don't have to worry about keeping the same shape. They're all different. There you go, a little one on the end there. Let's just fill that in. Another one here, see a little one there. Now here, I'm gonna put one in there that way. And let's have one that way. Okay, so we've got those kind of shapes in. And then any of the gaps that you've got left, we're just gonna fill in with some bubbles. Okay. So they're all going to be different sizes. They're just there to fill in the shapes. Straight over those different coloured tiles. So it's nice actually sometimes to mix and match the colours. Again, I think I might need to get out my white chalk pencil, mightn't I? For that little bit of highlighting that we always like to do. I'll do that in a short while. There we go. You see how when it fills up, it starts to get quite dramatic looking because there's quite a lot of black in there now. Okay, so if there are any little tiny gaps, you know, that you can't quite get a bubble in, then go on in and just fill it. Just add in those little bits need be. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right. So then I'm gonna miss one, and I'm going to do the same thing again with the next one. So here we go, into those little curls again. You see they start to flow quite naturally once you've done a few. You get the sort of hang of it, and they work all the way in. Oh, that's fine, Joe. Yeah, it's always nice sometimes, isn't it, to watch and see what goes on. I mean, the traditional Sanntangle is where we don't show you what we're going to do, we just do it. Because let's face it, if, you know, some of the tiles, if I was to show you them and say, okay, we're going to do this today, I think a few of you would switch off and go, no, I'm not going to do that. But, they do look, you know, they can get a little bit overwhelming. Oh, Christine, let me do it a little bit slower then. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to turn it round, so I'm going to do it going up bank. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of a curl, okay? And then just gently bring it back round on itself. All right, so it's almost like a question mark, isn't it? The wrong way round. Okay. So now I'm going to take this curve, see, follow the curve round just to give me the next sort of hook shape, and then back around. Alright, so I haven't got much space there, so let's put another one in here, see, and then back around. See, I might get a little bit in there, and then all these little gaps, I'm just going to fill in with a bubble, and you see there where I can't really fit in another bubble, so I just go in and colour the gaps. So it's very, very forgiving. If you've done something you think, oh, it's not quite right, you can just bubble it over and it works just fine. Hello everybody. All right, it's nice that people are joining us and coming on in. You've not missed much. Yeah, you've missed loads. It's Christmas. All right, so here we go. I'm just sort of working the set. I've missed one. See, this is my first one I did. I've missed one, and then I'm coming back in and filling this next one in here. I mean, if you want to do every single one with the same pattern, then please feel free. That's absolutely fine. But I'd like to put another one in those little bits. It's just working it in, adding those little bubbles. There we go. And again, just where you've got those little bits of gaps, maybe that you can't quite get a bubble, fill them in. See, just down there, just fill it in. Okay, next one. And this is sort of this little one on the end. So whether you want to make your little hooks smaller or Keep them to the same size just to fit the space. Quite a lot of potential this one has. I say it's a great starting point for some of the other organic tangles too, so it really helps. There we go. Alright, shall we have a look at that? It does, doesn't it, Gail? And then when you look at it a little bit from a distance, it all sort of blends in like that. And then, of course, if we highlight some of these, maybe with a white pen or something in a while, it just brings those little bits out. All right, then, next bit. Okay, so I'm going to focus on these sections here. So rather than start at the top end here or the bottom end, I'm going to start centrally. And I think this helps you to get a good idea of bubble size before you start, because you can get a full one in. There we go. Oh, hey Edna, nice to sort of see you, and great you could join us. So we're a really nice little group here. Okay, I'm going to do this one. But you see, look, it looks like it's going behind. So yeah, it's nice that everybody joins in and we'll have a go. We're very supportive. I love that about this group. There we go. All right. So you see where I started with the full one, and then each one's got a little bit smaller. Gail, yeah, it could be a bee as well. It depends on how you want to draw it. I think if we put a bit of glitter on it, she'll look like... Or she could be a Christmas bee. That's fine. So you see, I've done the same here. Like, I've got the ball there, and then I've just done those that look like they're underneath each other. And then again, I've just filled in those little edges there. All right, so let's do another. Let's do the other side. So again, I'm going to sort of look centrally, and I'm going to fill a space. See, I'm touching both sides and creating that little ball shape. And then from there, I'm going to create one here that looks like it's going behind. So you see, I don't start here, I start here. And they're getting smaller because they've obviously got to fill in the space that they've got. And then I'm just going to go in and fill in those gaps. Okay. And then working on the other side. Oh yeah, chocolate orange. Do you know, Maureen, my son, I mean, whether he still does, because he don't live with us anymore, he used to have a chocolate orange for Christmas breakfast. Before breakfast, it was one of the things. And we used to buy him one every year, and it got to the point he just knew what it was, so there was no point opening it. So, okay. So we used to dress them up into different things. So we used to perhaps hide them in a bag. One year I brought 8 of them and wrapped them all up into a long rectangle. I don't know whether it was 12 or 16 of them, then wrapped them up as so they were a full cube. Used to do all sorts of things. But yeah, I don't know if he still does, but he used to do that, yeah. You have these little traditions, don't you? You do. There you go. Of course, he hated sprouts, so we always used to put one sprout on his plate just in case he changed his mind. So that was the first thing. He used to hunt it down because he used to hide it in his potatoes. Oh dear. Anyway, there we go. See, talking about Christmas dinner and all sorts. There you go. There we go. All right, let's have a look at this then. Oh, wait. Oh, the chocolate orange fingers. Okay. All right, I'm liking that. That's looking great. All right, so we've got a few other bits to do with it yet, though. So let's make it a little bit larger so you can see it. Okay, so thinking, well, bubbles. It's not a real tangle unless we've bubbled, is it? So what I'm going to do is go around the whole of this image now, or this shape that we've done, this outline, what do you want to call it? And I'm going to add a row of bubbles. They don't have to be the same size or shape really, as long as they touch each other. No social distancing with these bubbles. There we go. Oh, so dear. Did it put her off Yorkshire pudding? No. Things we do, eh? I like sprouts. I know, don't have a problem with them. But yeah, always turns to food, doesn't it? Always. I don't know. Shall we change the subject? What shall we go on to? I do know that Friday, if it's okay, I'm going to be doing a live session in the evening again, rather than during the day, because I know on Create and Craft it says I'm on at 8:15 or whatever time in the morning, but I'm not. Yeah. So I get a lie-in. Woohoo! Which means they've changed my times. But that's good because they've given me an extra slot. So I'm on at lunchtime. I don't know, it's 12:45 I think, maybe, something like that. I've got the 1:30, and then I've got one at 4:30. Woo! So yeah, so that should be good. All right, bubbles all the way around. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Let's add in a little bit of a bump. Okay. Oh, Kathy. I don't know actually, because my actual artwork isn't here. It's at home. Now I know we're going to do this all the way around, and if you're confident, then it's great. You can actually space it and put it all the way around. But if you think, oh, not so sure, and I'm going to end up with a big gap, that's fine. Take your bubble and draw one on the other side. There we go. See, so I've got sort of a matching. Oh, did you, Janet? Yeah. But yeah, so don't record 8:15 because I'm not there. Will I still be in bed? No, I'll be up then. You see here, I'm going to still add one, but it's going underneath. All right. So let's have a look at that. So then, if I turn it this way, I'm going to find a sort of halfway in there. And I'm going to add a little bit there. And same on the other side. Now, a good thing about Friday is I know some of you didn't manage to get hold of those lovely sketch pads. I have got some back. So I'll be taking them on. And the set of 24 pens. But there's not a huge stock. So if you want one of those, it might be worth just keeping an eye out for when it's on. Oh, Nadia, no. Alright, so again, look, I'm just finding the space in between and adding that bubble. See, now I can actually go round and just fill in one in each of the gaps. Now, if you wanted to go smaller, you could do, but it's quite a large bauble here, so I'm going to go all around. You can see they're not perfectly matching in the middle, but that's absolutely fine. You don't need them to. Okay, and another one. Just filling that in. Okay. Of course, if you wanted to, you could do this in a different colour. You don't have to do it in the black. There we go. See, my angel does look a bit like a bee, doesn't it? That's okay. I can extend her wings. I can do all sorts. Perhaps she's a bee angel. There we go. Oh, a little bit more. All right. So we've got that all the way around. So I'm just going to add that aura. Remember that little line around? Oh, brilliant. Nadia, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much. I'll have to get to the post before John does. Here we are. So just take your time with this. There's no rush. You know, and you know, if you think, oh, I can't do it in one go, you can stop and do a bit of it. Or if you do, you know, you think, oh, my lines are going to be... Yeah, Janet, I hope so. I mean... It's very tricky. I'm going to sort of start planning the demos tonight because they do take a long time to do because, as you know, I can't do one from scratch from start to finish, so I have to jump steps. So that's a job for tonight. And of course, there's 17th and 18th. There's something new as well, isn't there? So I'm working on that. So if you do have a tile that you think you really, really like, and it's tile 37 all the way through to 60, then you need to send it me through email. But please, can you actually write in the subject tile, tile for book or something like that, because it's really, it can get a little bit tricky if I'm not careful, and I can lose them, and I don't want to do that. If you've gone to all that time and effort to send me a tile, then I want to include them in the book. But really, you're looking at anything past anything past the weekend, we're getting a little bit really too late. Of course, as well, if you could photograph it as a plan view, so you, just like this now, you're looking right down on it with nothing next to it, nothing behind it, a white background would be great. Then I will do my best to get them in there. That's if you want to put them in the new book. All right, there we go. So you can see what I'm doing now. I'm adding my little zingers in here, every other one. And if you think, what on earth is she doing? I'll go a little bit larger so you can see it. So I've put one in, I'm going to put one in there. There we go, but not that one, but I'm going to put one in here. So here we go, a little line, little dot on the end, and then you sort of curve around, and then a smaller curve, smaller curve, smaller curve, until you can't really do any more. You see? It goes to a little dot. So I'm putting 2 of those on every other one. And because we've sort of planned out where we were putting them, we've got enough spaces. And adding a little blob on the end of some little stems. Okay. Oh, Debbie, I think there are, yeah. I mean, if not, I've made some more, so we can put them on. But I'm sure I put some back on the store today, but you could sort that. Okay, so there's our bauble. So how are we going to join it to the top? Well, what we need is a little bit of a bubble in there, and I'm just going to fill it black, you see? And then I'm going to add, on purpose, a wavy line. There we go. And then just another bubble on the top there. Now, because it's quite a big bauble, looking at this here, I think that looks a little bit fine. So let's go again and add a second row, just so it gives it a little bit of weight. I'm not trying to match it at all, just want it to go straight over. And then it gives it a little bit more of a balance, doesn't it? Okay, we ready for another? All right, before we do, let's just add a little bit of weight to our fairy's wings here, look. I'm just going to extend her there, look. And let's add another row in. There you are. See, nothing's ever right or wrong. Let's give her a couple of little feet, look. See, that looks that looks like my fairy's been eating too many mince pies, hasn't she? She's been in lockdown too long. Oh, she's great. Love her. I absolutely love her. Okay. So let's do another bauble. I'm going to come in with my stencil here. I'm going to add in a small one. See, I've got a little one here. There you are. Okay. She is, Pat. She's adorable. She's lovely. Okay. So okay. Let's have a look at this. Then I'll go a bit bigger so you can see it. Come on, now you're making me laugh. Let's split this one down the middle there and turn around. There you go. And split it that way too. Okay. I know. Yeah. Oh, we did buy Benji a new toy the other night. It's one of those, you've got to solve the puzzle. Yeah, 2 minutes flat. He was like, yeah, what's next? You see, I've just ordered the shape. And then again, or if we're not sure, it's just draw around. Okay. And then I'm just going to fill in that one there. Might come back and fill that in gel pen a little bit later. Okay, turning it round. And same again in this quarter. See, I'm just following the shape. And then following the shape. Now, if you've got a larger bubble here, or you can add more of these in if you want to. Oh, it is Sue, yes. Kettle's gone on. Yes. Leslie's in there making a cuppa. There we go. You see? I'm just going to fill that one in. Alright. Yeah, Liz, do you know, that's what I thought, Liz. I know you've been doing Christmas cards and what some of you have been doing is fabulous, but if you're like me and you've not done a single one yet, you might need a bit of a hand. Okay, let's have a look at that then. Oh, there we go. So again, I'm just going to have a nice little wavy line. That was an easy one, wasn't it? Look, there you go. And just a nice wave. Now, when I actually do my lines going up, I'm doing wavy, but I've got my tile really seriously vertically in front of me, because then I've got a better chance of actually, yeah, I'm doing a wavy line, but of actually getting it to sort of look straight with the tile. Okay, let's put a little bubble there. All right. I think while we're on wavy lines, let's do another one. I'm going to add a little dot, a little wavy line, not too far down. Okay. And let's just put in a little heart shape on it there. You see? Little dot on the bottom. Okay. It starts to sort of fill up then, doesn't it? So, okay, let's have a look at where we're at. So, next one I'm going to use the same sort of size bubble there as I am here. Let's add another one in there. Okay. Oh, Debbie, I don't know why, but it doesn't want to post on this page. If you actually go just to the Sandra Rushton page, you'll be able to post on there. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so here we go. Another little bauble. So let's just add in 2 straight lines there, you see? And then let's turn it round and add in 2 straight lines. Just as before, nothing major, you see? I'm not in the centre, but it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to add a couple of little lines. See, I'm just flicking up, so they're not all joining. You see, just on those little bits. Okay, if I turn it round again, and then just flick it up. Okay. And then just flick it along. Okay. And then let's have a look at that. Whisper to Leslie there because I don't have the new kit with me, but she's got one. Alright, see, I've just filled that in with a bubble. Yeah, oh no, Debbie, do it on there, that's fine. Everybody posts on that one. So this time, I'm going to draw straight lines again, but it's sort of a diamond shape this time, whereas before it was a square. You see, so I've done square, bubble, diamond shape. This is an 02 Gale. I quite like an 01 as well, or you could use an 03, but I think after that point you might struggle to get some of the detail. I do have an 05 and an 08 pen, but I tend to use them if I'm doing quite heavyweight lines and you know, filling in. Okay, another bubble. Now this time I'm going to do a square. See this, I can still get a couple of those lines in. There we go. And then a bubble. And then a diamond. And I think that's as far as I can go with that, but let's have a look at it. Alright, see? So that actually gives me another little bauble. So again, see, it looks like quite a long way up there now, doesn't it? And you think, oh, if you're not quite sure, use a tile or, you know, a side of something just to sort of give you an idea. Now, I'm not going to use it to draw a straight line, but you could if you want to. But you could just sort of have it on the side, you see, and then we can just sort of work our way. So I know sort of, see, I've just lined it up with the edge there, and I know, there you are, look, just going to move it a little bit, that whatever I do now, can work my way. See, what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to stop there. Let's have a look at this for a minute. And let's just put another little bubble in there. Now I know I'm using the stencil today, but you can do this by hand. There we go. And then let's put another little bubble in. So you see how it breaks up that line. So you suddenly, if you think, oh, I'm not quite sure with that, you can see that by breaking it up, it just sort of helps you with it a little bit. Okay. So let's do another. We've got this one here. All right. Oh, Christine, I know, I do a lot of stencils, I know, but this one, they're pretty good and they cover everything. I've got a really nice set. They're on Create and Craft on the 17th, but they are on my website. They're known as Essential Stencils. I know I need to up the stock a little bit on them, but it gives you everything. All right, you see here, I've put another sort of a box on it there. It's an odd shaped box, but that's fine. So I'm going to start from this point here, and I'm going to start in the point and bring it downwards, you see? So I've got a bit wide, it's like a triangle. Okay, so if I then turn it round, and I'm going to start from the same point and pull it out. So again, I've got that same triangle shape. Turn it round from that point, same triangle shape. Okay, turn it round from that same triangle shape. See? Turn it round. So you can see where it's going. Now you can turn it every time, but now from here, see, I know I'm going to go from there and from that one, pull it out. So it's from every time you stopped, you pull it out. So you're creating that same triangle every time. You see? Okay, so I'm just working my way. Now you have to take your time with this, and my advice is to not talk while you're doing it, because if you're not careful, it could be, yeah, it could be quite interesting. See, I'm going to put another little bubble on the bottom there, you see, and another little one there, I think. Let's have a look at that. All right. Okay, so again, it needs something to go with. So I'm just going to really wobble it there, look. Really do it on purpose. And then it's going to come up here. And again, really wobble it. And again, let's put a little bit of a bubble in there. And then really wobble it. You see, so if you're not sure and you think, I can't quite get those lines, then it actually looks quite nice to do those little wobbles, doesn't it? Okay. See, we need something on this bottom here as well, don't we? Let's add a little bubble on there. All right. Really, Kathy, fish and chips for Christmas dinner. Okay. Oh my word. Just going to put a little curl on the bottom there. You see, so it doesn't have to be anything special in terms of, but just adding those little details just really helps. Okay. So let's come and have a look at this top section here. Let's go into this corner. Okay. So I'm going to add the traditional 1, 2, 3 little bubbles. You see? And then let's come out from 1. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. You see? So it's like a fancy letter M. And then if we do the same the other way, look, 1, 2, 3, and put a line up the middle. Let's do another. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a line up the middle. Okay. So if we're confident with that, let's come back now to our large bauble, and let's add in some of those bubbles. Now, if we're going over the wire, it doesn't matter. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. See, I've gone a bit bigger this time. 2, 3. Line. Let's have another one. 1, 2, 3. Now you see it's gone over there, but that's fine. 2, 3. Put the line in. So we could have the holly there's going behind. Oh, sorry, Janet. I know, it's because I'm working on 2 colours. I do apologise. I think if I worked on the cream all the time, you'd never see me working on a colour, and I wouldn't want to, you know, leave you without any sort of instruction on using them. Okay, let's have a look. Right, so I've got holly there, I've got a bit of holly there. Let's add a little bit here too. So again, let's just add in those little berries. And then add in that holly. Okay, so there's that little M shape every time. So I'm going to add another one that side. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we could keep going with that as much as you want, or there's enough room here down there for a sentiment if you wanted to. But of course, we do need some little bubbles and things, but we're going to, actually let's put some of them in as we're going. I think I'll add in some on the red. See, I'm going in with that black pen there. I'm just adding some little bubbles. You see, they're quite random. Let's just go in, add some there. Alright, you see my little bauble here? Let's add a little swirl in that. You see, you can have quite a lot of fun with this. You can be as traditional as you like, or you can go as crazy, or you can just colour in gems. There's lots of different sort of options. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to come in now with just my regular pencil, and I'm going to come back to my original starting point here. So let's make a go of this. I'm going to first of all go all the way around that first little bubble that we drew there. You see, all the way around the centre there, all the way around there. Okay. Okay. So let's just add a little bit of pencil. Now you see here where this one went underneath. I'm just adding the pencil along that side there. Okay. And there. And this side then is going to be on this side. Same here. Now when you're working on coloured tiles, just remember that it's not going to blend as easily as on just the regular cream tiles. So you just need to be aware of that and just be a little bit softer with your pencil. You see what I've done there? I've just added that little sort of smirk side. There we go. And then let's do some on this as well. See this one, I'm just doing the opposite side. It doesn't really matter, you can do any side you like, it's fine. Okay, so then I'm going to add some all the way around the outside of the pattern there. So it's on the inside of the bauble, but it's on the outer edge, if you know what I mean. Probably not, that probably didn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, let's see. I'm even going, you know, around where the black is. There we go. All the way around. Okay. So I'm not gonna do anything with that at the minute. I'm just gonna do the pencil all the way around, I think, first. So I'm coming up the stem of the holly, and I'm just gonna add a little bit to the base. So I'm gonna do the same here. And just a little bit to the base. To the base. And then I'm not gonna touch the berries. I'm gonna come back to them later. Okay, so let's do the other bits of holly the same while we're working it out. There we go. Same with this one. On there. Okay. So then let's come to this little bauble, and I'm going to add a little bit of pencil there, a little bit there, and there. I'll come back to that in a minute. So then down to these ones. Now there's not much here in terms of, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add that little sort of offside smirky line, and then here we can Let's go a little bit larger. So I'm going to add some into that point there. You see where it sort of fans out, doesn't it? So I'm going to put some in that bit. So every time it's got that starting point there. There we go. And a little bit round there. Okay. So let's have a look at our little angel. Bless her. Okay. A little bit on her wings. And a little bit underneath each one of those. There we go. Okay. I'm even going to... No, I'm not saying it. I'm going to put a little aura around her, but not yet, I think. Okay. So next bit, I'm just going to bring it to the side because all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of pencil around that top edge, you see. Let's just take it a bit round there. Okay. So here we go. In with our tortillon then. Now, I know we've been here for a while now. We all sort of know what a tortillon is. But if there's anybody out there that's not so sure, it's absolutely fine. Here we go. It's a piece of rolled up paper, and you can see this one's been used. It's got graphite on the end. But what it's used to do, let's use a little bit of the, it's just about softening the edge of that pencil. So it picks up the graphite and it moves it across the page, and it just sort of, you only have to press on really gently, and it just gives it that little bit of softness. Let's do this one. So there you go, starting it off, look. And I'm not trying to colour at all. All I'm doing is just blending it in, I would say. But you're not trying to colour the whole of that shape. You're just trying to give it a little bit of the dark, taking it into the light. Okay? So let's work on the centrepiece. Oh, quick sip of tea. So you see here, if it's quite tough, I would go round in little circles and then just soften it that way. Okay. And then same all the way around here. I'm just going to help soften the edge. It's just giving it that little bit of shade that it needs. And then we worked around these bits. Now again, all I'm doing with these, I'm just softening. I'm not trying to, move it too far along. I just want that little bit of shadow. There we go. Oh, look, all the teams here. And Marie, but Marie's at a wedding today, so she's excused. Oh, if you are watching Marie though, which I'm sure you're not because you're having too much fun, I hope it's going all right. Okay. There we are. Okay. So a little bit here. And then of course we've got the sections going all the way around. So again, I've switched just to sort of swirls. I'm not putting too much pressure on at all. I'm just softening the edge just to sort of give it that little bit of shade around there. I mean, there are so many patterns you can use to create baubles. It's unreal. But I thought I'd give you a couple of pointers. It's nice to have a feature one and then others sort of line around. Oh, Linda, yes. Yeah, we are creating craft on Friday. And I do have a new little kit here. Okay, so see this one here. There we go. This one, I'm just going to soften. You see, I'm just sort of working it almost in a zigzaggy form. Just sort of taking it up a little bit, but not all the way. Okay. So let's come back to, yeah, we've done those. That's fine, we've done those. Okay, now I'm going to leave these because I'm going to add a little bit of gel pen in there, I think. But we've got to come to doing this, this top section. Getting all carried away then doing my own thing, and I forgot that I needed to show you on the camera. Sorry. Alright. So you see I'm just smoothing it out, softening that edge up. There Just giving it that little bit of depth that it needs up there. And of course, just sort of working on a little bit of holly there. There we go. All right, to our little fairy. Just giving her a little bit. Yeah, nothing much there. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at. Okay, look, right, so we're getting there. So, all the bits that we need to be doing then. I'm going to bring in my white pencil. There's lots of them out there. I do like to use, and I can't find it, the traditional Sanntangle white, but of course if you've got the Bronzeal pastels, that white is brilliant. There's also a Sakura one as well. There's lots of them. But here we go. Bit of a chalk. It's basically it's chalk and not coloured pencil. Coloured pencil won't do the same thing. So here we go. What I'm going to do is let's start in the middle. I'm just going to work and put the highlight in. You see? Bit of a highlight. And then the same on. You see that middle bubble there? Just add in a little bit white in there. Look at the difference that makes. Yeah? So let's come in and just add a little bit, you know, in some of the bubbles. Not all, just a couple. Just to sort of bring it to life. And because we've used coloured tiles, it does really sort of stand out. Whereas if it was on the traditional cream tiles, you wouldn't really see the white. Okay, let's have a look at that. See the difference that makes. Okay, let's come to this one here. So remember we put just the pencil there. Let's just come in and add a bit of a highlight there. Now on these ones, let's go a bit larger. We did actually put the shadows in there, so I'm just going to add just a little bit just to that top edge on each bit. Okay. Now I'm not going to blend that out at all. I'm going to leave it. So you see on our fairy, I'm just going to add a little bit to the outer edge of the wings, but I'm also just going to really gently add a little bit round the outside of it. You see? There we go. Now usually if you've got a clean tortillon, that's great, use that with your white pencil, but don't go in with a dirty tortillon with graphite on it already. So you see with this one here, like you can see it's got graphite on it, and that's just going to muddy that white. So if you don't have a spare tortillon, just use the other side of it and just give it a little bit of a soften. Okay, you're not after doing anything particular with it, you just want to soften it off a bit, just so she's got a little bit of a glow. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let's just add in a couple of drop shadows. Now I know some of you have done this before. Oh, actually I think before we do that, let's just add a little bit into this top section here. I'm just going to do a little bit, you know, on those top bits. So you just add those little details in. There we go. Alright, drop shadows. So where you've got your wavy line, it's dead easy. You're just going to add another wavy line to the side of it. See? And then here, I'm just going to add just a little bit around that bottom edge. So let's take that tortillon again. See, this time I'm just going to almost work in a little, very close zigzagging sort of edge. You see, it's just pulling out a little bit and then just work that base a little bit. Alright, let's have a look at that. Hey! So, same with this one then. So, just do that wavy line again. You see where you've got your little heart shape? There we go. I'm just going to add that bit to the side. So again, just soften that off, give that a little bit of a clear. Okay, let's have a look. So same again here. So a bit of a wavy line. So it doesn't have to match, doesn't have to be particular. It's just about giving it a little bit of an idea. All right, now you see here we've got little bubbles, so let's just add little bubbles. You see I'm not level, I'm just sort of down a little bit. So here it's always slightly down a little bit. Same on this one. So there's your line. Now see here, I'm just going to follow it loosely. And then add that one in. And then of course bringing it down, same on here. And I know it's not as clear to see on the red, but it's there. And then I'm going to add a little bit around the base there. And then back in with that tortillon. You see, we're just sort of smoothing it off, so it's not got to be an absolutely perfect shadow, it's just giving the impression that it is. There we are. Okay. And just soften that little bit off. See, it's always following the curve. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Oh! Alright, so let's bring in a couple of different sort of the gel pens now. I've got my white, and what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to come in and just fill in a couple of those bubbles that I did earlier. Now the thing you've got to remember with these, as we well know, is that they will, if you're not careful, you can smudge them. So make sure that you don't lean on them for a little bit, because they do take a little bit longer to dry, so that's okay. Now you notice I have done the drop shadows on these, but not on the side bits. If you want to, go ahead and do it, but I'm going to have a bit of contrast, and I'm not gonna do that. So let's have a couple of little dots on their own. This is why it's nice to work with a slightly darker tile, because you'll see it now where it's starting to. There we go. Just give that a little bit of change. Let's colour that one in. Alright, let's have a look at that. Okay, so I did say I've got a green and a red and a silver. Let's just come in with the red for a minute, and I'm going to put that in where I've got my little holly berries, and of course got some in the middle. Now because I've got red at the bottom now and red at the top, it's giving it that little bit of a balance. So let's have a look. So if I actually come in here and perhaps add a touch of red, maybe just put a little bit in the middle, just to sort of give it something there. And then here, let's add some red. Okay. I'm not going to add red to the background because I think the black and white's enough, but I am just adding it to anything that I've put on the strings, okay? But then I have a green. I've got one or two greens. I've got a green sort of a glaze here. So what I'm going to do with this is come on to the red, and again I'm just going to pick in that centre. If I can get to work in a second, I might have to use a different green. I bet we're all the same, aren't we? We've got loads of pens, but we've never got the one we want when we want it. Oh, okay, so that's all right. I've got my earth green. Oh, that's it. We can use that one. There we go. And I'm just going to fill in that one there and there. So I've got some sort of elements of green on my red. There we go. And then let's fill in a couple of those again. So I'm just picking in a couple, nothing major. And I'm going to continue, I think that, even though it's going up into the green, I'm going to stick with it on the green. It just sort of brings one tile colour into the other. So if, for example, you've gone for pink and purple, then you might want to use a purple pen on your pink and a pink pen on your purple, just to see how that goes. Okay. And then, of course, we've got a little bit of silver. Now this just means that we can add it a little bit round. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some silver dots. So let's go a little bit larger so you can see. See what I'm doing? Just around the main bauble. I mean, this is the main sort of pièce de la résistance, one would say, I suppose. Probably said that wrong. But this is your main bauble, so everything else is window dressing. So this will bring, you know, the silver will work on the green and it will work on the red. There we go. So just bringing it round. Of course you could use gold with this, or, you know, any colour that you want to do. But you see I'm using the size of the nib and I'm not trying to create little bubbles myself. I'm just touching it to the paper and then coming away from it. So don't go back in and faff with it. You don't want to be doing that. Just want to be working it round nice and gentle. Okay, just turn your tile as you're going. Oh Sheila, I know it is nice. It's in the earth set, isn't it? It's really nice green. You know, coverage is pretty good on them as well, so yeah. Alright. Are we up for writing a sentiment, do you think? Do you think you'd do that? Or do you think you would have to get a stamp and do it? I think it might be quite nice to write something. I think we'll write. I'm going to write something, then you can see how I do it. And then if you feel that you want to have a go, you can do it. Okay. Alright, so almost there. There we go. Now that definitely brings that to the forefront, doesn't it? Let's have a look. See? Just adding that little bit around it. Okay. So next trick then. Now I think, yeah, I'm going to stick with the black because we've started with black all the way around and I think sometimes it's nice to follow that through. So what I'm going to do here is, let's just follow that as we said. I'm just going to add a little dot, get a little bigger. So it's almost like I'm ready to sort of move on and start something else. So here we go. I'm just going to add in a little bit of a wave. Again, just like I did earlier. So I've got a bit of a border. Now if you feel that you need to, oh Julie, now I'm under pressure. If you feel the need to put a pencil line here, go for a pencil line, that's fine. But I'm not going to do that. I tend to write top to bottom anyway, being one of these left-handed people. So yeah, well, let's go. See, I'm going to leave that for a minute. And let's come in and just put, let's see, let's join it together. So there's my Mary. Okay, and then let's do my Christmas. There we go. So don't try and put too much into it. So see here, this needs to join. There we go. And then let's go a little bit larger. Let's just sort of wave that in, you see, and let's join it to the M. And then this side, let's sort of bring the S round. Okay. So then I'm going to turn it, and it's sort of in line with what I'd done before. So let's work our way up now. I'm going to go a little bit higher, see, than that side. Just so it balances, and again, just before I get to the end, let's just add in a couple of those little dots, just to finish it. Okay, so let's have a look. So, okay, whew. So, okay, our little angel stroke bumblebee on the side there, bringing it around. Of course, we can add lots more of these dangles in. You could really go to town with them, and you could add white ones in different colours, but of course we try and keep it within the hour, so this is as much as we could get done within the hour. But if you want to do that, please go for it, that's absolutely fine. The holly was just little letter M's either side, big bauble in the middle. Now if you wanted to, you could go back and you could add in a little bit more white, you know, like we did with the fairy, and add some white pencil around here just to sort of give it a bit of glow. which, you know, it might be tempting to do a little bit later on because I just want my gel pen to finish drying first. And then, of course, with the borders, stop it, give it a little bit of a gap, then you don't have to try and make it match. And then working your way around, add in your little sentiment, or stamp a sentiment there, that's fine. And I can just see there that I didn't blend that off. And then, of course, back up the other side. And I think the one thing with something like this is if you're hoping somebody's going to keep it, then obviously you need to put your initials on it there. So that, everybody, is our sort of first, that's a Christmas card done, isn't it? Absolutely. I mean, it's tile 87. And when we look back at it, you think, God, 87. But yeah, that's it. So if you want a quick look, if you've got time, you want a quick look at my new, I can show you my instructions. We've got a couple of bits and pieces on here. It might be worth actually if I just show you what you can do with it. How does that sound? So of course, we've not done letters particularly before. I'm just going to, oh, it's lovely, isn't it? I love it. I'm so pleased with that one. It's just, I know, they're all different. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm just glad it keeps coming. So there we go. Yeah, I'm going to put that on a card. So here we go. Instructions then. That's, you get instructions for how to do that one. Now, of course, you don't have to use us two. You could always write friend, and you can be, you know, as bright and as vivid as you want. Or you could do something like this. So you've actually got instructions in there to do. There we go. All of those. And I didn't want to leave you sort of stranded because with this, it's about doing letters. And yeah, you can write the letters yourself or you can use your die cuts. But we're actually putting in some card letters as well. So they're all going to be different colours, but you've got the whole alphabet and all the numbers there just to get you going. So whether you use them for inking up or just to sort of colour on or whatever, or use them to draw around, that's what you've got in there as well. So totally new, something a little bit different for you. And yeah, nobody else has seen it. I've not posted it anywhere else, and I don't think it's on their website just yet. Oh, recognise this? Oh, look. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah? So anyway, okay. That's your sneak peek. You've seen enough, honestly. You've seen enough. So if you can join me Friday, that'd be lovely. I'd really look forward to that. And I'm excited to be doing some really good demos, hopefully, with that. But yeah, so our tile number 88 will be done on Friday evening. And I think if we stick to the 7 o'clock, that tends to work really well. So if you can join me for that, that'd be lovely. Oh, Christine, honestly, they're not that expensive. It's not like you've got to buy a whole kit of stuff, is it? It's, you know, the stuff's there for you, but I do keep it as affordable as I can. I know we're all the same, so it's there. So yeah, well, other than that, enjoy this one. I'd love to see the things that you're going to be doing with it. So enjoy it, and you know, you make your Christmas cards with these. I'm sure whoever you send them to would love them. But don't forget, you do need to have one in your journal, because otherwise you'll look back and think, what did we do for that number tile? And you think you'll forget you gave it away. So have fun with it, and I will look forward to seeing you all on Friday. So enjoy and take care. All right, everybody. Bye.